interview everyone for the Lime Intelligence series, looking at what our regional airports have been doing over COVID, and they're sharing some of their personal experiences. Today I have the pleasure of Craig Turner joining us. Craig is the Chief Operating Officer of Aviation and Tourism for Whitsunday Regional Council. Welcome, Craig.
Good afternoon, Carly. How are you?
Excellent, thank you. Thank you for joining us. And just look, to be honest, your title, it just is a great, I guess, indicator of how progressive the Whitsunday Regional Council is in thinking about combining aviation and tourism and their interdependence on each other. Mate, could you tell us a little bit around what that role entails and how the council approaches that?
Absolutely. So council looked at, I suppose, what we do within the aviation space, and also how do we engage with the airlines and how we can assist. And rather than just be an airport that goes down and speaks about, capacity driving the aircraft to the region, we actually go down by combining both of those portfolios to actually work with the airlines to actually create the demand piece as well. So not only are we looking at what we can do around incentivizing them to come and looking at how we actually can facilitate that, we then actually have the conversation around the other component of campaigns to drive demand. So it's the perfect piece, I think, for the airlines to be able to have a solution to loads.
Absolutely. No, and that, to be able to sort of say to them, give them that confidence that, not only do we have the operations under control, but we can help continue to fill those seats. So I think that's a fantastic model. And really, I guess what I wanted to understand today, a bit about your personal journey and the team up there when COVID hit. I mean, Whitsundays was closed for a couple of months. What was that initial reaction when COVID started?
Once I think it sort of dawned on us exactly what it is that we were looking at, which was the unknown, and to go from sort of 26 to 27 flights per week to zero, essentially overnight. It was about, okay, what is the strategy? So what we decided to do was to try and retain the staff and redeploy them into areas of the business that I suppose maybe hadn't been so focused on. So what we did was set up a whole list of all the activities that we could actually have the staff engage in around making sure that once the airport reopened, it looked sparkling, it was presentable. So again, all those areas that are hard to be able to maintain, renovate, when we're a fully functioning airport, were the areas we looked at to actually drive some of the resources into.
Okay, fantastic. Yeah.
And then from an operational side, Carly, what we tried to do was then use that 3 months to actually engage, work with airlines to have deals locked and loaded. I mean, as you would know, for us to actually bring a brand new player to the region during COVID through the Alliance Airlines deal was something left field, but it was absolutely strategic. Yeah. And it was about making sure that in that unknown aviation space with Jetstar, Virgin going through administration, potentially we were a one brand destination. So it was about trying to actually bring as many players as we could to the market to really, I suppose, guarantee our success going forward.
Yeah, and look, that's fantastic, and congratulations on that strategy coming off, because what it has done is put a lot of advertising for the Whitsundays region in key markets as well. So very much front of mind. I mean, I was up there, as you know, a couple of weeks ago, and that terminal was so busy and those planes were so full. So, obviously all that momentum and that advertising is really sort of paying off now, and having that good news story in the middle of COVID, which is pretty rare.
Definitely, and I think we talked about that piece before, where combining the portfolios. We did the actual marketing for the Alliance Airlines venture. So not only did we secure the flights in, work closely with Alliance, we then actually engaged, utilised our networks such as Tourism Whitsundays and others, at being industry, to actually then go back out and actually drive that demand in Southeast Queensland. 16 billboards throughout the state, a whole range of other initiatives, and again, we saw some solid numbers. So again, I think it just shows that type of structure has merit, and I think it's probably a structure going forward where if you can bring those two pieces together, it actually has validity, and I think it has long-term success around that.
Yeah, no, absolutely. No, I can't agree more with that partnership model. I think it's essential for airports, particularly those in a high leisure destination like Whitsundays. So going forward, it looks a pretty optimistic outlook. Like your schedules are looking at being, I think I had down 82% of pre-COVID levels for December. So that's a pretty amazing sort of recovery. And now the borders opening for Queensland today. What's your what are you looking forward to? What's sort of the next step for you guys?
For us, it's about driving more flights. We aren't, the job's never done, as you well know. So for us, it's about, we are a strong leisure destination. We know that. We'll play to our strengths there. But it's also about diversifying who our passengers are. We've done a lot of work in the Mackay market over the last 2 years. And what we're seeing is significant drivers now out of those that are working in Mackay and a bit further west in the mines, utilising Whitsunday Coast Airport. Now, what that does is takes away that absolute one pillar business model where you're tourism.
Mm-hmm.
And what we're seeing is some really good, some good yields, some good numbers. And, we've got some things going on behind the scenes around how we capture data and around trying to understand who our customers are and what they really are expecting from us.
Yeah.
So there's some really exciting initiatives that we're undertaking, which aren't traditional airport activities. And we don't apologise for that. We're very much about thinking outside the box, and ultimately, if we can be market leaders and be hard to follow, then that's it's just fine with us.
Excellent. Well, congratulations on that approach, and it's certainly working for you. And we certainly enjoy working with you at Linemental. So all the best for the future, and thank you very much for your time today.
My pleasure, Carly. And I should just make one comment too around the fact that the dashboards and the data you provide to us is integral to us understanding our business and actually assists in driving where we market and what we do. So, our partnership is excellent. And again, that piece of the puzzle with what you provide to us is it's not understated by any stretch. It's very important.
Thanks, Craig. Appreciate that. Enjoy the rest of your afternoon. Thank you for your time.
My pleasure. Thanks so much.
Cheers.
Bye-bye.